today. I put on the third coat of primer, and I know it's a little messy, you know, because I've been having so much problems with the paint cans. I'm just kind of, you know, going shh, because, well, what happened, actually, my mom found some of the dark gray primer we used to use, which I used to like. Now, if you've seen the earlier videos, and as you can see through some of this, they had only had this very light, almost white colored primer, and I didn't really like, and halfway down in the can I would have to turn it upside down, which made spray painting very hard. Fortunately, my mom did find the dark gray primer, and that actually didn't have to be turned on upside down until it was down to the very little bits left. But I didn't know that. I was expecting to have the same problem, so I just quickly, you know, I didn't worry about it, you know. This is just the priming after all, so I mean, I'm going to be painting over this, and I'm going to be using a paint roller when I do the painting. So, I mean, it's, you know, it's not going to look like this. And then, of course, I'm going to be using the clear coat, and the clear coat's a disaster too. But I'm kind of hoping maybe I'll be able to, you know, make her at least look relatively decent. Anyway, the dark gray primer worked a little better than the light gray primer, or actually white, and Selena might be a little happier. I thought she actually kind of looked cute, or kind of cool with the white hood and but Selena didn't like it. So, and I know you all think I'm nuts. Salinas the Car, those of you that know that think I'm nuts. Those of you might have thought Selena was a person, may have not thought I was nuts until I mentioned that Salinas the Car. But anyway, so it's been actually a very eventful week. You know, some time ago when I was doing these car videos, I joked about how, you know, things always break when you don't have money. Well, it turns out things break when you have money too. I mean, we don't have a lot of money, but we've been doing a little better lately. And suddenly in 1 week, our refrigerator went, my mom's air conditioner went, Selena's driver's side window stopped working, and it also seemed like her locking mechanism, it wouldn't lock the driver's side, but it would lock the passenger side. And this was a disaster because, you see, Selena's air conditioner hasn't worked in several years now, and the passenger side window doesn't work. So, and we live in a hot state, and even though it's supposed to be spring now, it feels like summer, you know. I have to admit, I'm getting a little worried that, you know, I'm trying to get her done because, I mean, it is just getting so hot, you know. But, you know, it was a disaster when suddenly we lost our driver's side window because we didn't have any way of getting any air into the car, you know, and it's hot. So, anyway, what's funny, Selena kind of acted like an animal does when they have to go to the vet, you know. My mom said, well, you know, I can't do it. You know, we were just about to go to my favorite restaurant, my favorite Japanese restaurant, to get our food. And my mom, you know, when we discovered the driver's side window was you know, wouldn't work, she was like, you know, we can't go, you know, you know, it's just too hot, it's too long of a drive, and it's too hot. So, so she says, I'm just going to have to take the car to the mechanic. So, the next day she comes out and the car window's working. It's like Selena was saying, no, I'm fine, I don't need to take me to the mechanic. But my mom, you know, didn't quite trust it, so she took her to the mechanic anyway. Now, we've been going to this mechanic oh God, I mean, since the 1980s, since my mom got one of her first cars, I think, which was a blue Chevette that I named CP. And you know, this guy's been in business for 50 years. You know, he's just one of those people, you know, he loves cars, and I don't know whether he was always good with cars or whether it's, you know, 50 years of experience under his belt, but, you know, he knows how they work, you know, and you know, he's really good. Like he has this this son that, you know, a lot of mechanics, if they're not so good at their, you know, if they don't really know too much, you know, a lot of times when you say, well, there's something wrong with my car, they'll assume it's the most major system that, you know, that there is. It's kind of like the same thing with going to the doctor too. You tell your doctor, I have this problem, and a lot of times they'll assume it's some major problem, you know, too. Well, you know, with both people and with cars, sometimes it's not the big stuff. So what's nice about this, you know, this old mechanic is that he knows cars so well. He's like, no, it's not the big thing. It's I forgot one time I forgot what was wrong with Salina actually. The guy's son thought it was something major, I don't know, that some big part that was going to have to be replaced, and which was going to cost, you know, $100 or $200 or something. And the father comes in and he says, no, it's not that. It was a part that was attached to the big part that apparently, and he said, you know, it gets clogged, and when it gets clogged, that other part can't get, I don't know, the oxygen it needs or the fuel it needs, I don't know, something like that. And he says all you have to do, it was a $25 job, all they had to do was take these hoses or part, I don't know, some part out, clean it, declog it, they put it back in, suddenly it, you know, the car was working fine. So, you know, the father's just really good. And he really loves cars, you know, and, you know, every time he sees Salina, he's like, you know, it's like his little baby or something. And so, you know, we always like it when he comes. And, sorry guys, I kind of got distracted. I think I see some parrots doing the wild thing in the trees. Anyway. So the guy, it's a family business, and he has this son, and he's trying to get the son to take over the business, because guy by now is like 70 years old. He still loves cars, he still tries to work, but you know, he's just, you know, being a mechanic is hard work. It kind of breaks you down. So, you know, there's just some things he's just getting a little too old and tired to do, and he's trying to pass it on to his son. And the son, you know, he didn't want to become a mechanic. He doesn't like cars, and he particularly doesn't like old cars. So the first time we bring Salina in, you know, and we say, well, there's something wrong with the car, and he says, just get rid of it, you know. And, you know, he doesn't seem to appreciate the fact that, you know, Salina may be an old girl, an old lady, but she mechanically speaking, she is a great car. She is still a great car, you know, and we're constantly being reminded of that, because, I mean, we see a lot of cars on the road. They have better paint jobs. They have, you know, they're newer. They're you know, more impressive models maybe in some way. And they're always coughing and you know, being left in the dust, and Salina can go. Now, as far Salina, one thing that's always been a problem with Salina, even when she was a little itty bitty baby, her electronics are picky. We've always had problems with her electronics. You know, the doors stop working, you know, things of that nature, that stuff. And that, I think that was, and a lot of people used to complain that about the Mitsubishi Mirages, and I think that was one thing that made the car kind of unpopular. It was just electronically it had a lot of problems, even when it was brand new. But mechanically, they're great cars. And so my mom, we really love this car, and but the boy is kind of typical of his, you want the newest stuff. He wanted a new car too, and his parents made him buy an old one. He has a thing about old cars, a prejudice. So, he looked at Selena, and Selena looked at him, and he was like, "Arr!" And Selena was like, "Arr!" They don't like each other, and and Selena's like, "Okay, young man, you're gonna be my bitch," So I don't really like having the boy work on her, because the thing is with your car's kind of like your baby, and you want to, when you hand your car over to a mechanic, you're kind of hoping that they're going to treat your baby like they would treat their own baby, and you kind of hope that at least people that go in to become mechanics, they like cars, because that is just hard work. I would hope you would that's one job you really hope people love what they do, because it's hot, it's hard, and so it's kind of, it's the fact that the boy's not quite as good of his father is not nearly as well. That I do mind that, but he's young, he may not just have all the experience, but what I mind more is his attitude, and I'm always worried that what if he tries to do something to the car? And actually something did happen. We took her in to get one of the car doors repaired, so that we would always have the driver's side window did start working on its own. But my mom said, well, you know what, let's repair the passenger side window, and that way if the driver's side does go, then we'll have a backup window. So anyway, my mom took her in, and when she came back out, she noticed this had happened. And, she went up to the boy and she said, what happened? He was like, I didn't do it, but, it wasn't like that when we went in. But, I don't know if he did it. I'm not going to say he did it on purpose, but, she is 13 years old. Maybe this part is getting a little worn, I don't know. So, but, it's kind of annoying, it's just, you want them to take care of your baby, and, if you got somebody that doesn't like your baby, you get upset, So, anyway, so it's been a hectic week. Oh, and then we take the car in, that we order the part, and my mom's there 2 hours, and then the boy comes back and says, sorry, my mom ordered the wrong part. And my mom is like, so we still haven't gotten either door fixed. The driver's is working on its own at the moment. We're hoping it won't break. And my mom says, well, I'll have to reschedule another time. So, but it has been a really, really hectic week. We're getting some repairs done anyway, and then, 3 things breaking, it's just been, it's been a really stressful week. Well, I've taken up 13 minutes blah-blahing, so, next time I'm going to start the painting, so, stay tuned.